If you've ever had a problem like that with a seesaw, you'll realize that the answer lies with balance. And a seesaw, like a balance, is a lever. There are great advantages in using a lever, I think. Anyway, we're about to find out. When you have a load,
it takes an effort to move it.
I chose the easy job. There's not much effort being a load.
It's not much effort being an effort when you use a lever. We've got a plank of wood here, which could be a lever, but we need a third thing. Nobody would volunteer to be the third thing. Everyone must have known what the job was. So we made the third thing.
It's called a pivot. And I guess I'd look just about as miserable if I'd got the job of being the pivot. Now that we have a load and a pivot
and an effort, we can use the plank as a lever. Put everything in the right order, Brenton.
In the middle?
Yes.
Come on, pivot. Under you go. The load is ready to be moved.
And here comes the effort.
We have the seesaw problem. To lift me off the ground, I'll have to move closer to the pivot.
That was necessary with the seesaw, but with the plank, there's another way of doing it.
Well, what's that?
Move the pivot closer to you.
Oh, no, I can't do that. No, I can't move the pivot closer to me.
Why not?
Well, that takes an effort, and I'm a load.
Oh.
Would you like a little help?
Thank you.
Oop. That there?
Try that.
On again?
Yep.
Oh, the load is ready to be moved. What now?
The effort is going to walk the plank.
Mm.
There. So, when you're 3 units from the pivot, to lift you higher than me, I have to be at least 5 units from the pivot.
So the effort arm of the lever has to be longer than the load arm. We've been looking into history to see if we can find any levers. After all, levers have been around for a long time. The place. Ancient Egypt, 3,000 years ago. The problem, how to get the water from the river up the bank to irrigate the crops. The solution, the shadoof. What was a shadoof? Simply a lever with a heavy weight on the short load arm and a man pulling down on the long effort arm. But attached to the effort arm was a container which dipped into the river and filled with water. When the man stopped pulling the effort arm, the load dropped back towards the ground, pulling the bucket out of the river. The man could then empty the river water into his irrigation canal.
You could probably make a model of a shadoof.
You could also make some mobiles.
Which use the lever principle
to balance things. We've decided to put the load, the pivot, and the effort into a different order to see if the lever still works. The load is ready to be moved.
And here comes the effort. no good.
A very poor effort.
A very awkward load. Why don't you move down closer to the pivot so that I have a much longer arm of the lever than you?
About here. The load is ready to be moved.
And here comes the effort. There.
Oh.
How far have you moved?
Oh, about 5 centimetres. How far have you moved?
About 35 centimetres.